Today I'm going to go through the setups of the trades I took this week, breaking down the analysis and the entries which I took, and also going over future setups which we could see playing out into next week. We did actually have the NFP today and a lot of speeches that Powell made this week. So we did have a little bit of volatility coming into December. So we'll see if the month continues in the same sort of manner. Firstly, we're going to start with gold because, you know, if you follow me on any social medias, my Instagram, my Twitter, Telegram groups, or my mentorship group, link in the description, then you'll know that I love to trade gold. The reason for this, you know, 2 years ago when I actually started trading, it was the first pair that I traded. So based off that alone, I spent more time trading it, spent more hours backtesting it. So therefore, I'd say that's one of the main reasons why I am actually better at trading the pair. I've actually been focusing on currency pairs this week, testing out a new strategy. Well, not fully new, but pretty much adapting a strategy because mine's mainly focused towards gold, and I've just been testing out on, you know, GBP USD, Euro USD, pound yen, which I'll show you later in the video. But I did actually trade NFP today, and this was the entry. So a lot of people will go on FX Street or Forex Factory to look for how to trade NFP. However, I don't think this is the best way to do it at all. So say on here, if you're just looking for the non-farm payroll, a lot of the times people get confused between all of these digits. You know, there's a lot of news coming out at once. And if you're a beginner trader just trading off of the impulse from the news, then you can get faked out. So you see, initially we had this spike to the upside, and I actually had a buy limit down here, ready to be tapped in. And I did actually film the NFP live with my prediction of where price was going to go, so I will overlay that clip now. But I was waiting for price to come down into this area here. So this was my sort of buy area where price could come down to. And the reason it wasn't like I was entering as soon as NFP hit is because we always have that bit of volatility first before we get the original move. And this is what we did see. We saw a big wick up to the upside. If we look on hourly, you can see this probably a bit more clearly. So at 130, we had this wick up and then a big bearish push down. And what this is pretty much doing is people that FOMO trade news, they would have been faked out by this. They're either impulsively buying on the way up or impulsively selling on the way down. They're closing their buys quickly when they realize they've been caught in a fake out, start entering sells on the way down, and that's where my buys actually get tagged in. So this area is where we're looking for buys to come in. It was also the London low, which was pretty much getting taken out before we made the move when we came in here in New York to make the push to the upside, which is what I predicted. You know, we could see another entry here. If you look, this area where we're coming back into has been a previous area where we have tested before. So we've got an alert placed there, and we could see, you know, this sort of scenario play out. Price come back and then come up to test the Tokyo and New York highs from the previous days. But there is also a lot of variance on how this could play out because we have obviously closed for the week now. It is the Friday night. So, you know, the market could just gap down past this entry and it could be missed, or price could gap up and then again the entry could be missed and price could never actually come down to this level again. So that is on gold. You know, we did actually have some big moves this week, seeing gold, you know, just create this big bearish move down. and could be the reversal, you know, setting up for the buys now with that NFP as the catalyst. Euro USD was actually another good one. If we actually go on my Twitter, you can see here about 11 hours ago, so this was at 11:20 AM today, I put this chart on my Twitter saying that Euro USD is going to come up to tap into this level here and then drop. This, like, as you see, potential setup, NFP day, so let's see how it goes. And then if we look back here, that level that I actually said was in here, and what did price do? Price came up, tapped the level, and then we got our drop. I actually closed out of this trade in around for our profit, so pretty decent. But if you see, the entry actually tapped into with the NFP spike, the fake out, and then we did get our drop, and we also got a nice scale in here, which I will again overlay a clip of that hitting the TP. Did a little screen recording to show how quickly, you know, we made 2R on that trade within the matter of 3 minutes. 1 15-minute candle, price tapped into the level and dropped on the same 15-minute candle, hitting the TP for 2R. That trade was called there, and also in my new analysis group, which I've dropped in the description. It's kind of like, if you don't want to have signals and you kind of want to learn how I trade with my charts, but don't have enough money for my mentorship group, then that group is there for you. The analysis group that's now available. But yeah, as you see, this level was a nice key level, and even though we did come back up, this is where we did reject off in the last few hours of the open. So, you know, if this level does get breached, then I do see price coming up to this level here. We could even see these highs being taken out. That is obviously dependent on how we open next week. We could just gap above it. That can happen. If we actually go on GU now, this was a bit of an annoying one because I had this set lovely ready to go. So I actually set the sell limit at around, I think, 10 or 11 o'clock yesterday. And I was looking for price to come up into this level here before then dropping down to this level down here, and this was my target. So as you see, imbalance had to be filled, so this was our target. And if we actually zoom in here, price was, you know, 0.5 pips away from hitting the sell limit and then dropping into profit. So very painful trade here. We did miss out on a nice 8R, called to perfection. Now you see the nice drop down, but unfortunately did miss slightly on this one. And then we do have GJ. We were in GJ shorts, I think around here, and we did close out and did miss the move today, unfortunately. But you see, you know, it's easy sells. You have this area, price has broken the lows, came up, and before NFP, it's created this consolidation. So without breaching any highs, London creates the fake out, and then New York plummets GBP, JPY. I think we did also have a lot of yen strength, which could have been another catalyst for this. If you actually do want an in-depth breakdown of all these trades and a rundown on my strategy, my mentorship is currently £100 off. Included with the mentorship is currently 5+ hours of video content, weekly live Zoom calls, access to a private mentorship only Discord, and 24/7 support for any questions which you have on my strategies, and also access to my chart breakdowns. I break down in video format all the trades I take, start to finish, how to analyze. I've recently actually uploaded a backtesting video about 20 minutes long, just pretty much breaking down how I start to finish, enter my trades and look for setups without just showing them a before and after chart, because I don't think that's really the best way to learn trading or a specific strategy anyway. So if you do want to learn how to trade like this and catch all these pips, you see I called on Twitter NFP move. You can't really fake that. As you see, 20 past 11, you see up here 10:37 was when the chart was screenshotted, and then at 3:30 the trade was running in profit with very small drawdown, around 4 or 5 pips, something like that. So if you do want to learn how to trade or follow the trades I take, my signals, there is a link in the description for both of them, and the mentorship is currently £100 off, so make the most of that deal. I did actually also have a look at USD Canadian Dollar today, and this was pretty much a textbook setup. I'm pretty sure people of any strategy could have caught this trade, because let's say you're just drawing a fib high to low, you could have got this trade. Let's say you're entering here, where would you logically put your stops? You could put them at this low, but I personally put them around this level here. Let's just put it at the lows to be safe. And you could have just targeted, all this liquidity up here. And what's happened? Boom, 1 4-hour candle, you're in the trade, minimal drawdown, and you've made a 1 to 3. But obviously, if you're being more wise of it, you could have got a better risk to reward ratio on this rather than just a 1 to 3. But still, 3% is very good. But see if you can actually make the profit long term, decent win rate, consistent month after month, and that's when you know you're a profitable true trader, not just a SMC trading view trader, because anyone could do that. But yeah, if you're seeing these people on Instagram that are catching 1 to 10s, 1 to 20s, 1 to 30s, or I even saw an ad came up on my Instagram, they were catching 1 to 180s or something. I mean, that is just so unrealistic. If you put a £10,000 account and you made 183%, that is wild. And it's just not going to happen. If they're catching those trades, they'd be billionaires. They could get an investor and say, I make 100% a month on one trade. If that was real, they'd be billionaires. They'd be the richest people in the world if you could make 100% on every single trade. I'd say 5 to 10% is good months for most traders. And that's very good. You say if you're trading £1 million account for an investor and you're making 10% per month, you're making 100 grand a month, or 50 grand a month for 5%. So it might look small on your trading account if as a beginner, but trust me, if you're focusing on catching 5, 10, let's say 15 or 20% max per month and sticking to the rules, then you'll go far in trading. You won't have a lucky winning streak, up your risk, lose all your profits. Just find a consistent strategy for you, build a profitable trading plan around that strategy and those confluences, and then you'll be sorted. Backtest hours and hours and hours, have hundreds of pages of spreadsheets filled out with your chart work, and you're on your path to being a profitable trader. If you don't do any of that and you just follow someone's course, and if after a week it doesn't work, you give up and say it's a rubbish course, then what did you expect? You can't just expect people to spoon feed you trading knowledge. You have to put the work in as well. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say if you buy my mentorship in a week you'll be profitable, because it just doesn't work like that. You can't unlearn everything you already know and learn someone else's strategy in a week. It's just not very possible to do. Because I could sit here and say, this was an easy trade to catch. If you don't see the markets the same as me, or the same as another trader, I'm not trying to sound like a pro, because I'm not a pro. Every person sees the market differently, because I could literally give you the blueprint to my strategy. I could literally say, here's where I buy, here's where I sell, but you still might not understand it, because 99% in the industry never actually make money. They lose 90% of their money. I'm pretty sure the stat is something like that. I think like 90% lose 90% of their money in the first 90 days. Some stat like that. Pretty much is a very small percentage of traders actually win. So to even make any profit is good going. Even if it's 2%, 5% per month, you're still doing better than the 99% of traders that have ever tried Forex trading. Aim of this video was to show you my analysis and speak about the industry and how it's being set up to be unrealistic for new traders getting into the industry. These companies are paying for ads for their 1 to 180 trades to show up on traders' pages, and if they're following a realistic trader that's catching 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, then they see this guy catching a 1 to 180, they're going to think, why am I following this guy that catches a 1 to 2? Well, I could catch a 1 to 180. That's 90 trades worth. And it's just very, very unrealistic. And I just don't think it's good for the industry at all. It just promotes, that guru, scammer lifestyle sort of thing. And, you'll never see me post money, anything like that. I'm just giving you the education, like my Instagram. I've never flexed money, never flexed cars or anything like that, because I don't even have a car. Watches, don't buy any of that. All my money back into the business, into investments to make me more money. I'm being wise of it. There's no point just splashing the cash when you're young. The best way, invest young, let it compound, retire early, trade, and then love life pretty much. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.